my thing. Perfect. Hello, hello. All right, let's see here. Who is currently here in the chat and all that stuff? We have Kai, Kai, Kaz, 06. So far, if anyone wants to join in later on, here we go. All right, switching over to Just Cam. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another just chill stream. Just another one. Everyone on Twitter voted, and we decided to go. It was either between this or more Strombad, and obviously, I don't mean to, I made a mistake with the title earlier. I just fucked up and forgot to change it. Things happen. But this is, as some of you may know, it is my 25th birthday, and for this one, we're doing just a chill, relax Q&A session.
Hey,
And
welcome aboard.
hey, yeah, and that reminds me, we have some guests in this stream. Two friends of mine that are currently on a Discord call. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Jazzy Oliver, the voice of your nightmares. Yeah, that was me.
And I'm Stuart Hutson. I'm also a voice actor. I do stuff. I'm friends with Kai.
Yep, exactly. And we've known each other for a while. We've collaborated on videos together. We've also been like prospering and networking with fellow VO friends of ours, and we're here to just chill, relax, max all cool. Not quite shoot a b-ball outside the hoop because I don't have a b-ball hoop outside my backyard right now. But
Damn it!
yeah, missed opportunity. I had the jersey and everything. Anyway, so here's how we gonna do this. We are going to just make it casual. Just have a little nice little chit chat. And hey, it's Hirano. What's up? How are things going? How are things with you? I haven't talked with you since the Sonic stream. How much you? Just birthday things, having friends over. Working a lot.
Hi, I am friend.
Yep. Let's see here. I usually typically start these things out with some kind of icebreaker. But just to make sure, just to make sure people can read each other's chats, I'm going to switch over to the chatting overlay. There we go. Now y'all can see your little writing things in clearer vision.
Well,
Yep. So, to start things out in terms of like icebreakers, let's see here. In terms of like, I was thinking of like movies and like film directors that like really inspire me, and movies that like, because it's funny because I can name like my top 20 anime like easily, but like when it came to movies, I had to really think hard about that one. I had to really think hard about like my favorite directors, and when I narrowed it down, especially when there was that little Twitter meme saying that was going like, "Hey, 10 movies to know me," when that was going around, I put out like a few movies, and then I was able to just narrow down like a few like directors that come to mind. So if I had to pick like just like a few off the top of my head going off of my favorite movies, I'd say Sam Raimi, Robert Zemeckis, Brad Bird, Edgar Wright, Phil Lord, and Chris Miller, and Tim Burton are usually ones that come to mind. How's that with any of y'all? Like any directors that you're into that you tend to go back to over and over?
I gotta agree with Sam Sam Raimi, and you mentioned Edgar Wright, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Edgar Wright. Phil Lord, Christopher Miller as well. I gotta also bring up Miyazaki, Bong Joon-ho, Park Chan-wook, Guillermo del Toro. Like, those are a lot of big ones for me.
How about you, Stu?
oh man, I don't even get me started on film. Uh, my exposure with film has been very, very limited. Like, I didn't start coming into my own with film, like as far as like watching film, until like really, really late in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm still kind of like not really sure who my favorite directors are.
That's fair. That's fair.
I like Miyazaki films.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to think of other ones that I actually watched. I can't think of them on the spot here,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Lord and Miller, because one of the things I got with some gift card money for Christmas was I got both Into the Spider-Verse in 4K, as well as the Blu-ray of Mitchell's versus the Machine. So
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I know that. I know they didn't quite direct Mitchell's versus the Machines. I know they produced it, but it does have like hints of their like style of humor in it. Like the,
Mhm.
it's what I like about their stuff is that they know a lot of, they make references and material not just for the sake of doing it, but because they love that material so enough and they understand why people like those things about it. Like with Spider-Verse, when they're starting out with that opening with the cereal and the so-so popsicle and then just like all the other stuff, it's just you see all these little tiny things and then it's like, oh yeah, that we people are into that. Or even in Lego Batman, in that movie where they just reference all, literally every single villain, and then like the dude in the car next to the Joker is like, wait, did you make a few of those names up? Nope, they're all real. Every single one of them, down to Condiment Man, every single one of them. Oh boy. And he's and yeah, and it just comes to show like it was a character created for Batman the animated series. You know how influenced that was. So
Yeah.
it's funny because those kind of lesser known obscure characters, like years later, have gotten some mainstream appearances. Like Condiment King appeared in the Harley Quinn series, and Polka Dot Man was a main character in James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie.
I knew about the polka dot man thing. I didn't know about the condiment man thing. I gotta look.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
look back on that.
yeah. Not only is he in the Harley Quinn series, but Kite Man is also in it,
Oh
and
yeah,
they
yeah,
Yeah.
made Kite Man kind of the best character in many respects.
He's
yeah,
pretty great.
yeah. Yo, Julian, how are things with you? Thank you for the birthday wish, my man. How's it going? We just chilling and talking about movies right now. That's the icebreaker. The current topic is just movie directors, and we were talking about just like Phil Lord and Chris Miller and stuff like that. It's like they made Kite Man the big himbo. Yes, yes they did.
That's why I love him. He's a himbo.
Yeah, straight up. Oh man.
Like my girlfriend has like a weird obsession with himbos, and I find it odd because whenever, like, if there's ever a himbo character in anything, she's going to say it's that he's the best character. She goes, she'll always, I know, the minute she discovers a character's a himbo, she just goes, oh my god,
You
I love
guys are
him.
all right. Oh shit! We just got our first tip. That has never happened before. Oh god. Thank you, Dreaded Cipher. Holy shit! That is a milestone. It's small, but you know what? That's great. I appreciate it. Thank you. But
Thank
anyway,
you.
but any, anyway, sorry to cut you off, Jazzy. What were you saying about what were you saying about himbos?
Yeah, I was just saying that my girlfriend immediately just loves himbo characters, and Hirano asked, "Does she love All Might?" She's never watched MHA, so I imagine she would, but I don't think she wants to watch it because I think she's aware of the purple tumor with legs, and
Oh
I am
yeah,
going to be
That's valid.
I am completely understanding in that regard.
that's fair. Yeah. The thing that's really frustrating about that character is that he didn't like his like what I love about My Hero is that they for the most part like they take these like character tropes that you're familiar with seeing and they're more self-aware of it and they try to like play it up like
Hurt your
the
expectations.
yeah, exactly. Like with from and now again, I want to make very clear and anyone in chat, I have only the last episode I saw was the was the culture festival. I haven't seen anything past that, so I don't want to hear shit. All right? Don't say anything. Anyway, but like what I like about it is that like they take a character like Sakura like from Naruto who's just or whatever who's just obsessed with like, the talented boy or whatever. But like Uraraka in this case, she also is infatuated with the talented boy, but she has layers and there's motivations behind that personality and stuff. It's like, yeah, she's the nice girl and the good girl, but like the moment like and she is actually the reason why I fell in love with the series to begin with because like if you've seen season, if you've seen like the second season of the anime, like there's this moment where like she gets into
You guys
a fight.
are all right.
Oh shit, Martin coming in with
Oh,
another
man.
$4. All right. Thank you, man.
Funny.
Appreciate it.
And a 420.
420.
420.
Yeah!
420. That's great. All right. Yeah. All right.
420.
Yep. Raise it. Oh my god. I even 420.
Crash
420. Craze it. Happy birthday. That's what Martin wrote. Appreciate it, my man.
You're welcome, bitch.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Here comes a new challenger. Oh god.
Oh shit, he's here?
He's here. The boy
Oh,
has
God.
arrived.
Yes, the boy is here. Hello, everybody. This is our friend Protocol 10, Martin. He is a very talented fellow who has worked with us on many projects. How goes things, Martin?
Peachy keen. First week of 2022 was pretty good. A little too quiet. I'm just gonna embrace myself for the next 51, I guess.
Of course. But yeah, let's see here. Where was I talking about? We were talking about Uraraka. Oh yeah. Let's see here. Like in season 2, there's this like very like heart-wrenching moment with Uraraka where like, or at first like it seems like, oh dang it, I didn't get the thing or whatever, and then Deku's like, you sure you're gonna be right? Yeah, I'll be fine. And then Deku leaves the room, and then she calls her parents, and then she just like breaks down and cry, and that was the moment like I fell in love with the series. That was the moment I knew, because it was so like well depicted, and it was so relatable in that moment where like you feel the need, like I've known people, and I've been in that position where I feel like I need to like put on this, facade or whatever, just to, like say I'm doing fine, but then like when you're opening up to someone that like your comfort zone, you let everything loose, and I never seen a show like that do something like that before, other than like maybe One Piece or even Silent Voice to a certain extent. So that's why it's like way up there for me in terms of that, for that character.
Good shit.
Yeah. Let me see here. Oh yeah, Harada wrote Sakura a C- character in a B+ series. I'll say this. I've been reading.
You guys
Naruto.
are all right.
Holy shit! Oh fuck! Oh. Oh boy, we're just gonna
You
nick.
better have a good message to go along with this. You better have a good message.
Jazzy wrote ellipses. Nice. That's what they wrote.
Well, that's one set of lips going on the other. We know that.
Yeah.
Look, you already did the 420 joke. I wanted to do the 69 joke before anyone else did it. I like this is my pride, dang it.
Yep. There should have been a. Let's see here. Not start off but yeah, like oh yeah, no, like I've been, yeah, to get on the Naruto topic. I made a promise, like if a certain thing happened in 2020 that I would start reading Naruto. That's why, like, if you go on my Twitter, you see that like number count. That's like the amount of chapters that I've read so far. And I will say that like when I read the first, I didn't give a shit about Naruto as a character until like chapter 10. So, and I didn't have an inkling of interest of Sasuke until chapter 10. And I didn't give a shit about Sakura until they were like in the fucking forest of death or whatever it was called. And but what kept me going with it was Kishimoto is really good at drawing action. He's really good at doing that. And like especially like the technical and what was it? There's another element to his narrative. There's like a technical and emotional narrative to his fight. He's really good at the technical narrative. Like the emotional narrative, he like there's a fight where he's with like Zabuza and this other character I can't remember. Haku, I think their name was.
Yeah, that was
Taku.
Yeah, and they were fighting, and like there was a really good emotional narrative there. But I think the biggest weakness, like in a lot of things, is that like the main cast, like when it takes a while to warm up to them, because like Kishimoto, I feel like at that time he was still trying to like figure out how to introduce characters properly. Because like the first chapter, it's super long.
You guys are all right.
Oh shit! Another. Oh wait. Martin's like really getting in there with. Let's see. Let's see his message.
are
It
you-
says, "I'll 69 with you on this, Jazzy." Just for Kai. That's so funny.
Are you trying to one up me on the 69 joke, Martin?
Oh boy.
Martin?
I am the one who cocks.
Oh.
I feel challenged because like I wanted to
Do
be
it,
the
man. It's his birthday. Let's
I don't have a
tip
lot
him
of
like one
money.
of the...
I work in education, Martin. I'm not rich, unfortunately. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, let's make this let's start making it rain.
Let's bid for
Look.
Kai's affection.
Look,
Oh,
look. I'm already
Kai,
happy enough. I'm
you
already
got
happy
a
enough.
great stand there for your microphone. You better start
Here,
dancing on it.
75,
Look, Martin. I already, as the person in this call who's most well known for a goddamn Yowie game, I take pride in the fact that I was the first one to donate the 69 number amount.
And you do $69.
No! Did you not hear my budget?
Well then, I guess I'm going to maneuver over. I'm not gonna steal your thunder. I'm not.
Oh boy. So yeah, chat, this is basically our dynamic. This is how things play out. Like they just go out and I'm just sitting over here like
Pour each other out for money. That's our friendship in a nutshell.
Kai, I'm imagining you
Just
kind
watch
of
the chaos unfold.
I'm kind of imagining you kind of overlooking the entire argument, kind of like in a light Yagami-like look, and just going, just as planned.
really sort of make a thing
We-
like that.
All
With
according
the
to
money, I'll get all the 420s and 60 nices.
Oh, God. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. I actually need to run to the bathroom real fast. So I'll mute my mic.
Okay.
I won't.
Oh dang, he's getting the birthday outfit.
Oh man, I'm ready.
I'm not even sure if we're audible in the stream at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I hope nobody can hear me.
I'm gonna say a naughty word.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the fuck word.
Oh yeah, I just checked. They could definitely hear you.
Oh, excellent, fantastic.
Penis.
Oh.
But yeah, I just kind of decided last. Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna mention I wasn't initially gonna join in here, but I decided last second. I was like, screw it, I'll do it for I'll do it for the birthday boy. I'm not great
been
with
fun.
streams. It's
I'm
good.
not
It's
either.
good.
Okay, hold on a sec. I'm back. All right, just had to get some hand sanitizer to like make sure everything was proper and all that. You know, just make sure the hands are clean, no germs or anything like that.
Oh, you want to get your hands clean of this mess we've made, haven't you?
Man, I don't know about you, but I
You and
pee
your
all over my hands.
squeaky
Whenever
clean image.
So So. All right, let's see here. Let me see here. What were we were talking about before?
Something about Naruto and I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah,
Haku,
like
I think, was one word I remember you used.
oh yeah. Like I was talking about like how good he's like how Kishimoto is like really good at technical narrative when it comes to his fights. His emotional narrative can be a bit wonky at times, but he got better. Like where I'm currently reading, it's kind of but there's still like I was starting to like Sasuke a little bit, but now you know, I'm just sort of in this weird gray area of like I don't know how to feel about this guy anymore. I just don't. And then as it keeps going, I'm just like the current I'm currently on the well-known, well-popular Sasuke retrieval arc right now. Like I'm currently on that. We'll see how that unfolds and see how that goes, but we'll see.
Good shit.
Yeah, there's that story.
Good.
I remember. I mean, as far as Naruto goes, I was like collecting those old Shonen Jump magazines back in like 2001, and I still have like a tremendous collection. I remember really liking it. I kind of got read through a bit of Naruto, I like the whole Zabuza Haku arc, and I don't know, for some reason, once it got to the Forest of Death, it just really dragged for me. Maybe it's just maybe the filler is just kind of different, but I kind of just stopped reading at that point, and I don't know, maybe like most shonens aren't exactly for me because they seem to be catered around I guess like a lot of like high school age stories, and I don't know. I guess that's always been something that hasn't exactly been keen to me. I mean, you look at like, even Spider-Man adaptations, I seem to prefer a lot of like the more adult college stories of like Peter Parker Spider-Man than like the high school ones. So I don't know, maybe it's just my own gripe, but I do notice like a lot of shonens really seem to, delve into like a lot of like that high school dilemma where like everything is there, everything's possible, and it's always kind of weird when you're looking at characters that look like, oh my goodness, these guys are like 6'5" JoJo characters that look like they're probably in their 30s, and oh, I'm 17, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh goodness, what?
Yeah, Jotaro, like, what? It's weird because it's like you see how he looks when he look at 17 years old. He looks like he's 25, and when he's an adult, he looks like he's 30. Like he barely aged at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought he looked younger by I think part 4 or 5 or whatever. It's like a Benjamin Button case for Jotaro, I swear.
That's a fair point, Hirano. Yeah, because like usually
Yeah.
like because most like shonen like especially like if you read like Dragon Ball, like that's like a manga that's like targeted towards like young boys. Same with like One Piece and all that. Like so, but that I can understand. But yeah, like I do appreciate it when some shows push boundaries and just like break out of it a bit more. Like Hunter x Hunter, for example, or especially the manga. That series, like they take like because he also worked on another series. The dude Togashi, he worked on Yu Yu Hakusho, which is another really good one, another really good series. And the difference with that is that Hunter x Hunter, like, it takes those power fantasy elements and those shonen things that were established before and deconstructs them in a way that let's see here, that deconstructs them in a way that reinvents them to make them feel fresh and new, but also sometimes make certain elements that could be seen as like lighthearted and inspiring in one chapter, but dark and depressing in the world of Hunter x Hunter. Like especially with the character Gon, without giving anything away of that character, there are things that character goes through, like that just I've never seen before in any other series. Like maybe like One Piece to some extent has done something like this, but never like in a way that felt this internal and honestly kind of nerve wracking. But I'd rather save that for anyone who wants to like check it out or whatever. Like, if you ever want to check out Hunter x Hunter, it's all the episodes are available in Japanese on Crunchyroll. You could also watch them all on Netflix in English. That's how I did it. Uh, and
Is that also the same show where people joke about that how much of a hiatus is taking or something?
yeah,
Like it's not even finished.
yeah, that's unfortunately, yeah, that's the one. Like, it took a long time to get like the Chimera Ant arc done, which is considered, many people love that one. And then the last arc he completed was the 13th Chairman arc, I think it was called. And then the one that he's doing right now is let me see here. The one he's doing right now, it's what the fuck was it? It's like it's following one of the characters, Kurapika. Like, it's called the Dark Continent arc. I don't want to get into too much detail or whatever with it, but like, yeah, that's where they're currently at, and it's still not finished. And I can't really give the guy too much trouble for it because I have like, you could take a look. Like, Super Eye Patch Wolf uh said this on one of his streams, and yeah, I totally agree with it. Like Togashi could just like drop his pen and just say, I don't want to do any more of this, and I'd be totally okay with that, because like the amount of time and effort it takes to make a manga is like grueling. And as Hirano mentioned before, yeah, like we sadly lost um the creator of Berserk, Kento Miura, last year, and it's because like the process to make these things is like super grueling, and it does take a lot of time and effort, especially on a weekly basis or even monthly for that matter, just because like the amount of detail you have to put into, the amount of time you have to put into to finish it. And there was like one bit in like when Togashi made like Yu Yu Hakusho when he was working on the final chapter for it. Because like if you've seen like if you've seen the last chapter or whatever, like it ends in a certain way where it feels kind of like a recap, and it's fine, but it feels like the second act of the story is missing. But and then he puts down like this like long note basically explaining what happened, and then he ends it off with something saying like, I ended Yu Yu Hakusho because of my own selfishness, I'm sorry. And something about that is just like very, it's very nerve-wracking because it's like I feel bad because the dude clearly loved this story, but like the work, the amount of time he had that Togashi was putting onto it, like it was like taking a toll on him in a way where he felt the need that he couldn't do it. But he's been sticking through. I gotta respect the guy for like sticking as long as he has with Hunter x Hunter, and I'm sure like the anime technically ended with the arc before the current one that's being adapted, but I'm sure as soon as like this arc is done, because like apparently from what I know, Hunter x Hunter is like super popular in Japan apparently, so I'm sure like they'll like as soon as this arc's done, they'll like go balls to the wall with the next adaptation, maybe make it a movie or something. I don't know. Hopefully, that'd be cool to see the series again, just because it was really well made.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for manga artists like going on over there, as well as just the storytelling aspect. But I also got a feel for like the animators in general because manga is like huge, but anime is pretty much the cornerstone of like where everyone's seeing it. And considering how much filler is needed
Mm-hmm.
when if someone's like still in the writing process of how the manga goes, like the animators have to like kind of make it work with their own stories, and they're going to be criticized over it. And any small sloppy moments of theirs are going to be like pretty
Fine.
much like
Yeah, laser focused on.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard, like especially with because like adaptation in general, like it's a tricky tightrope because you're working with two different mediums, like with manga, like uh some of like um what like Akira Toriyama is really good at this, especially if you've ever read Dragon Ball. But like he knows how to make your eye like flow around the pages and stuff like that. Like there's a technique in getting people to move around with the comic. But of course, in anime, you have to like with comics, you need to understand what panel flow is. You need to understand like captioning and organizing a panel, making sure that your reader's eyes can follow what's going on clearly. In an animation or even filmmaking in general, you have to like keep in mind like
It's each
cinematography.
frame.
Yeah, keep in mind cinematography, uh, um, like
Timing.
timing, storyboarding, squatch and stretch, all that stuff that goes into anime. Because like there's something like I read like the third volume of My Hero Academia, the one with that famous like All Might versus Nomu battle. Like the anime like took so many creative liberties to its benefit, and it looks spectacular. Like the manga, it looks good.
Really does.
Like in the manga, it looks good, but like there's like that one panel where he's like bless ultra. It's like one panel, and it's not like one like charge up where you see him wind it up. It's not like the explosive thing that you see in earlier stuff, but like he knows how to like the anime really brought that moment to life, and both work to their advantage separately, but like they know how to take each other's advantages in their adaptations. Speaking of panels, I'm gonna say something. Wait, what's this? Panel. Hills again. That's fair. That's fair.
Hirano-chan, how dare you have a fucking opinion? No, seriously. Each their own. Like, I don't think there's. It's a cool vibe environment here. We respect everyone's thoughts
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, like I can understand that perspective. Like if you've ever read like Dragon Ball Super the manga, like some people have said I haven't read too much of it, but like there are moments where like the structuring of the panel it doesn't flow as well or catch your eye as well just because it doesn't have like the like there's this really beautiful moment when like Vegeta's like flying around and punching Raccoon and you can follow him around because you could see his like aura and shit, and
Uh,
that's what like caught your attention. But like the thing with Toyotaro, with much respect, but like it's hard to like make out what's going on sometimes, or like sometimes it doesn't catch your attention as much just because there's a lot of
It's so
clarity.
abstract.
I think so, but maybe also just because like there's a lot of like focus on reaction shots, and the panels get like super busy, like so much stuff is going on that it just like it fills up the entire page, and it just feels kind of overstuffed, and it gets hard to like look at one thing or another. I would show specific examples, but I'd rather not run into that DMCA situation. I gotta speak from experience of reading it. I do.
They do that with manga pages on Twitter now.
I mean, I'm sure like you could show like an image of it on Twitter somewhere, but on Twitch like live or what, I just don't want to take any chances. Just
Yeah, I'm just
Understandably,
kind of
yeah.
surprised how hardcore they could really get into something like that.
yeah. Let's see here. Back then, before the age of streaming, seasonal breaks in Japan, there had to be filler episodes in order to air an episode in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the worst part is I think a lot of cases it was like a lot of trial and error in hope that it would apply to the story forward. Like if you learn something new about that character, you better hope it doesn't conflict with like something the author writes like way down the line. I feel like there's a lot of communication that needs to go into stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like if you come in here with it. I don't know when Markiplier said that, but that's funny.
He said that in that one episode of Villainous.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds like something his character would say.
Yeah,
It
505 would
does.
definitely say that.
That's indeed. Hey everybody, it's me, Mark.
Oh man.
Everybody, it's the hero from Megamind.
Oh man.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
Oh boy. Let's see, where the hell is that thing?
Oh yeah, Kai. Since we're all here, by the way, happy birthday, my dude.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we were showing monetary affection for the sake of his birthday. That wasn't enough.
Martin,
Listen, we'll all be your sugar daddies, Kai, just for you today.
wait.
No.
Why are you including the one woman here in the whole sugar daddy shit, Martin?
Jazzy, you would
more
be both.
importantly, the one gay woman. What are you doing?
Listen, I thought you would get into your yaoi roles with a little bit of character motivation. That's all I was trying to implement.
Do you think I go method for my yaoi roles?
Jazzy, I have seen you go method all the way. I am not going to ask any further questions about how you apply that with your yaoi roles.
Look.
Look, yes, I have glasses.
It's difficult enough.
Listen, it doesn't make me smart. I have glasses and I'm still a fucking dumbass, okay?
Look,
It's not a trope.
Big same.
No, I always point out that it's funny that that I'm a gay trans woman and my most well-known role at this point in time is yaoi. So
No, but in all seriousness, it will be your, sugar daddies and mommies. In
stop
reference
speaking
to...
for me, you prick.
Okay, what do you want to be? A glucose guardian? Will you want to keep it? You want to keep it non-binary?
I'm standing on the sidelines for this section.
Jazzy, I love you.
Love you too, bruh.
So anyway,
But no, in all seriousness, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Okay, so
That was the point we were trying to come across.
No problem. So that's a moment that will be in there. Oh boy, let's see here. I guess rolls Ghoul in a Fall Emma.
Well, it's weird. It's just funny to me that that yaoi of all things is like my biggest role, just because it's boys love, and it's like I am neither a dude nor am I attracted to men. So
Because you keep talking about it.
I just think it's funny. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Oh boy.
There's some poetic irony to that, yeah.
Mhm. And I know there will be more. Apparently, there will probably be more followers when the game actually comes out. So I can't wait for more people to be subject to that shitty joke.
Oh god.
So the game comes out and more people are gonna come out. Super.
Mm.
Ah.
You are an inspiration.
Okay, so earlier I just thought back to this because I was looking at Strong Bad and all that. So as I've been like playing through Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people for the live stream because it's the game that I want to like finish it as like the first game that we play through on this on this Twitch channel. Like I there was one moment in particular that like if any of y'all were here for that or if you've seen the clip on Twitter, there was this one random moment where I'm sneaking, like there's a moment where you have to like break into the King of Town's castle and you have to like you have to like, you know, you have to like and you have to sneak past like Poop Smith and Strong Mad and and of course like you have to notify I didn't know you had
Man,
to
the freaking Pope Smith.
I didn't know I had to notify Strong Mad of my presence before I entered, so I went in anyways. Poop Smith knows that I'm going up in the furnace or whatever, and then Strong Mad starts to stomp over. I'm sneaking up the ceiling vent or whatever, and then out of nowhere, suddenly, like, as I'm sneaking past, I'm like, oh shit, I think I needed to trigger a different cutscene. I probably should go back. I go back, and then Strawman walks in the center, and then he fucking floats up and no clips, and, and then I get kicked out. Like, wait, what? How the fuck did that happen? How does that work? What? Did the game just, like, say, no, you fucked up, you have to try again. I don't care if you're up in the vent, I can still see you. And, like, just, like, I guess if you're near a ceiling vent, then Strong Mad instantly gets the ability of no clip. So that was something that was something I didn't know. Oh god.
The kind of shit even Solid Snake couldn't do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like totally something I didn't know there.
No clip.
God, I remember I loved Homestar Runner back in the day. That was like one of my first introductions of appreciating animation and like Flash from like an indie standpoint. It was just absolute nonsense and things that were all over the place. And it's weird to discuss its writing because it is just so random with like all
Yeah.
the plot points and things that it would make. Like, try explaining out of context what Homestar Runner is. You have no chance of doing it. It's like trying to describe it's like trying to describe a Picasso painting.
Yeah, it's just like
But
it's like a group of like
things.
yeah, exactly, things and creatures and people.
Mildly interacting with one another.
Yeah, and they just I said this earlier when I was doing episode 1 of Strong Bad. Like it's sort of like the 100 Acre Wood, like in terms of like Free Country USA. It's like
That's a good analogy.
yeah, it's
Ah,
like
yeah.
they're just it's this huge acre of land. There's like no like sometimes they go to cities, sometimes they go to bars, sometimes they go into areas, but it's just this big acre of land and they're just there. They just hang out and do whatever they want. They just talk and just do things. Yeah, they just
The
do whatever.
big acre of nondescript things.
Yeah.
In various places.
Like there are people outside of
I'm just
that place, but you know.
I'm just surprised it was running for that long. And yeah, this was all without like any kind of you know, This was like before Patreon or asking for like subs or anything. People just found the website, watched it, had some interactive menus, and the only way they were really making money off of it was just like a small merch shop, which was, you know, very few and in between. But like this was like, I just have a huge respect for Mike and Matt Chapman for making such a weird zany universe that like, you know, has like a lot of nostalgic value and was able to run this long. And also
Yeah.
huge props for them to actually making you know, that last level completely unnecessary
Yeah.
and left field, but I totally respect the amount of work that went into this because holy shit.
Yeah, for just in case if you cut out or anything like that to describe, we were talking about the Stinkle Man 20xd6 level 10, which came out, as I said in that other stream, during the final days of Flash. So that was
And this was
that was
like
like,
overdue after like 10 years, maybe 15.
yeah.
I don't know. It's been so long, but like
Something like
it's
that,
so weird
yeah.
like looking at like what was supposed to just be a parody of a Mega Man game. And then it's just like they've been hyping up this last episode and then like Homestar Runner just barely was updating for years and years outside of maybe a few holiday specials. And then this suddenly happens. I'm like, where was this? There's
Yeah.
only a few days of Flash left.
Yeah, I remember one time, like, we were talking about, I don't know if it was like in a podcast episode or something, or if you talked about, or we were just like hanging out or something. And like I remember you telling me like, oh man, I wish they would just work on level 10. And then like I think within the next couple of months that trailer comes out and I'm like, hey, remember when you said you wanted to play level 10? And then
You know what? You know what? That's my weirdest superpower. I feel like I'm in some kind of sitcom whenever I mention something and then it magically happens. I
Yeah.
don't know if this is like something like I feel like like this was like some kind of script written for me where it's just like I'm expected to say something and it happens. This has gone through like predicting like movie plots, twists, and it's weird. Like Jazzy and me have like watched like
I have
films,
a
and I'm just like he's gonna turn out the bad guy, isn't he? This guy has a dilemma with this person, or it's like that person's not gonna die. It's been like so many weird things here and there, and yeah, you know what? I should probably start, spouting more things out in that manner in hopes things will come true. But I don't know. I've already given myself too much faith thinking I'd get a goth GF at this point, and nothing has happened. So there's limits to my power. That's both a curse and a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Oh boy. Let's see here. What else has been going on in this thing here? I was. Oh yeah. What else with this? But yeah, like, friggin' yeah, like the Telltale game, like Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people. Like in terms of presentation, like because the characters are already like geometric shapes and stuff, it actually translates really well to 3D. Surprisingly, like a lot of the characters look really good. Like
I
they
think it also
yeah.
works because it's on Wii. It's like not something you're like really expected, like the next gen graphics. It's just like a very simple, there's a charm to like the simplicity of Homestar that really works in like a Nintendo setting, in my opinion.
Yeah. That on WiiWare, and also like even when like it finally got onto PC, like it also like looks real. It also looks like really slick and stuff like that. Like I think the advantage to it is that like it moves at a smoother frame rate, and also that let me see if I recall correctly that I don't think there were as many load times in the PC version, because I remember like seeing let's plays of SPCG4 AP where when it was on the Wii, like you would see like little mini load times and stuff like that. But again, consoles gotta load their graphics up somehow. But
Mhm.
yeah, so that's
I wanna
as things go.
I wanna be able to see Homestar's pores. Thank you.
Is
It's
that
not
your
HD enough.
is that your fetish?
No. It's just not HD enough. It's got to be 60 frames per second.
No,
Absolutely.
Jazzy, it's not a fetish. It's the fettest. It's the fettest thing you could get out of Stu. Of course.
Everybody, yo, wait, yo. Uh,
All right, now I got a question for you guys since we're on the topic. Favorite Homestar character?
Strong Bad.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. He's got a lot of charm to him. I'm surprised he was set up as a villain for so long, and he just ended up having his own series that everyone knows him for more than the main lead,
Yeah,
the
I'll tell you.
females.
I'll tell you what, like, here's how I got introduced to, like, Homestar, like, just in general. It was just, like, I was really late into the game, but, like, first it started with a Red versus Blue PSA. Like, they had that PSA about tattoos, point, counterpoint, and then Church is like, hey, if I can't stop you from getting a tattoo, you could at least maybe get one of your favorite internet cartoon. And then you see Strong Bad's face. And then it's and that was the first time I saw him. And then it's like, I mean, your other favorite cartoon. And then I see Penny Arcade, and I was like, oh, I know what Penny Arcade is slightly because they had that one Xbox game, but I don't know who that wrestler character is. And then I didn't think about it for like years later. And then I saw like a few references to Trogdor here and there, and I didn't understand what that meant. And then a little game
Slowly started.
and then a little game called uh a little game called
Night at the
Poker
Observatory.
Night at the Poker Night at the Inventory came out. It had the
That
heavy
one.
from it had the heavy from Team Fortress 2. It had Tycho from Penny Arcade, Max from Sam and Max, and that wrestler character I still didn't know about. And then I learned his name, Strong Bad. And I knew that all of them had something like connected with Telltale in some way or another, where like TF2 had the special hats you could get with them, and depending on the games you'd play, or you could also like
TF2 gets everywhere. Like
yeah
somehow they had a cross promotion with Venture Bros, which I never thought was real.
yeah yeah it's yeah TF2 is all over the place with that. But like let me see what else. Oh yeah, but yeah, with Strombad, like I eventually like did some digging. Someone said like who I was like, where did Strombad come from? Homestar Runner. What's Homestar Runner? And then I did like research of like the character. I saw like people do like impressions of him and all the other characters, and then I'm like, what is this thing? What is it from? And then I found the website finally, and then I saw episodes of. I wanted to see like who Strombad was, just because I want to know who is this character, like why was he in this game, and then I look it up. I'm like, oh, okay, so he wasn't just a game character. He was a video game character. He was like a dude who would answer emails and stuff. And then eventually, I just dug deeper and just started watching more stuff like the Danger-esque stuff and all the spee mails that I couldn't get enough of the guy. It just and it's one
Yeah,
of the
no, those are great.
yeah, and I learned how to do his. It was, and I was during like middle school. Like I learned how to like even do his voice like over time, just because like it's sort of like it's like you take Vector the crocodile, you make it like slightly lower, and you add a slight Hispanic accent, and they say, "Holy crap! It's time to check the email," or something like that, you know?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I imagine you could do a pretty good Wario as well.
Yeah, exactly, because they're in the same vocal range. That's how that.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I remember being introduced to it pretty early on. Back then, it's like me and my friend Marty were just, he kind of introduced me to Homestar, and I remember specifically, I think the first one, and I think this was like when it first came out. I remember my first one either being, the introduction of Homstar. If you hate Homstar so much, why don't you kill him? From Vinny C. You know what, Vinny? You're right. It was either that or Trevor the Vampire, one of those. But
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, I think it
remember
was.
that one.
And the cool thing was, this was one of the first times I actually realized, holy shit, there's a lot of interactable Easter eggs, and I would spend days rewatching the entire episode trying to hold the tab key and finding every little reference that there was that I could get. It was always so. It was like one of my favorite things I could possibly do. Like back then, with like me being like a sugared up kid that had nothing else better to do outside of looking at stupid little details, but I loved every moment of it. They just put like everything to heart. It's like even like the slightest word that's there for like 2 seconds that's clickable and you see this weird ass image. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, it really was like one of the earliest examples of a website that allowed you to like interact with it in like very unique ways.
And the craziest thing, this is an original IP. This was like one of the rare things you didn't base it off of something like a popular brand, whereas whatever now it's just. I think the only other place that I know that would have that kind of interaction was maybe like Homestuck back then, but I don't think it had like that kind of child-friendly fluidity that Homestar
No,
has. Like obviously,
Yeah.
kind of like
definitely
had.
not for kids.
Yeah, this one just like I felt like I could. Like obviously, it had some crude humor, but I feel like this is something I would be totally okay with that a kid next to me watching and actually enjoying
yeah.
this alongside.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
man,
Like
there were such good memories.
yeah, like there's exactly. Like you could like it's there's let me see here. Never found the time. Yeah, I mean there's a bunch of like little tiny shorts or whatever. Like if we could, I'm trying to think of like good ones that I can remember. Like I think I was thinking about it earlier, when I was playing Strong Bad episode 1 the other day. But like it wasn't even that funny of an episode, but like I couldn't stop laughing about it just because it was just like it was the one with the Fuhogu gods, and
Come on,
it's like
Fahopo gods.
it's like I love you, and that just like I don't know, just the way that Strombat had to like let them down easy. I just thought it was so polite, but it was like,
Listen, Fahopo gods.
Fuhogu gods, I don't. It's just not gonna work out. It was like that. I just loved it.
Oh god, I just remembered. I actually had the CD for all the Strong Bad's
Oh, yeah?
like all the hits. Like I had like the Trogdor theme. I had like that one song like moving very slowly by the fictional band Tarantula. The system is down. Come on,
Yeah.
for Hobo Gods. It had like the entire soundtrack, and I was like, this was like one of the best things I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
These people tried to fade me the full version. My favorite character was always Coach Z for some reason. Maybe he's just like some weird washed up loser that kind of reminds me so much of myself.
It was like,
It's also I just really like that weird aesthetic of expressive eyes and no mouth and just being a fucking weirdo like Marvin the Martian and Kenny that really resonated with Coach Z. But yeah, it's just like like I enjoyed his stuff and the fact he had a song because like these people tried to fade me. I'm so old school 1 2 1 2. They tore the school down 1 2 1 2. Where are my lasers at?
oh god! I just had an image, just like, oh, what? There was supposed to be a big kaboom. What happened to the kaboom? I can't do Coach Z, but I could have that. Oh god.
There was supposed to be. I haven't heard his voice in years, but I remember him having like somewhat of
There
an
was
accent.
supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom, something like that.
I could do Marvin. I just can't. Yeah, exactly. Oh god. Funny thing about Coach Z in Strong Bad, like he says the chort like he usually does, but it actually says the cheat in the subtitles. They don't change it. That's great. It's so
Please tell me he's still saying gerb or job or jorb.
I think he still.
Jorb.
I think he still does, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I'll have to. Don't show your face.
Okay.
But
I do remember. I might have seen like a clip of this like some time ago, but I think there's one where Hamsar actually speaks perfect sense as like he has like this very native tone to him where he speaks
Yeah.
perfect English when. Yeah. It was so off-putting when I first heard it, like in the clip. It's just like, wait, this is how he actually communicates.
I'm a trendy tote bag.
I always figured Hamstar was based off of Wimpy from Popeye. Like, I could be wrong. Just like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like he always had like that. He always like spoke like the weirdest things. Had that little hat on him too, and I'm like this. Like I have that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from. I feel like he'd be like having his own Wimpy's burgers with like I don't know sugar balls being raised by.
I'll tell you yesterday.
oh,
God damn it.
I was kind of like I was kind of like doing like some I remember I was big into Popeye back in the day when it would play on Boomerang, like, but like I even rewatched like some of the old black and white cartoons, but like those are like one of the few like cartoons like I could watch where like just the way it moves makes me laugh, like just especially like just like Popeye like is like, I'm gonna smack the crap out of you. Here, there you go. Yeah, it's like it's just like so, like, it's great. Just so normal. It's great.
Why you've been talking so funny? What the hell is in that spin? A little bit of mercury.
Hey, you guys ever watch the Popeye manga? It's really good. Yeah, there's this arc where like Bluto gets really like mad at Popeye.
Well, blow me down. I can't read this very well. Or something like that.
Oh god, that reminds me. I remember actually one of the voice actors for like old Popeye cartoons was actually a woman.
Yeah.
And it still boggles my mind because apparently she smokes so many, packs of cigarettes. She kind of has that voice naturally. So I'm like, holy damn.
God
Really?
damn.
That's impressive.
It was the same actress who played Olive Oil, wasn't it? In Betty Boop, right?
I'm not sure. I thought it was someone different. Like I could be wrong though. Like But yeah, it's just like I remember going through like a behind the voice actors kind of thing, and people are like, "Holy snap! How many cigarettes has she smoked?" And I'm like, Doctor Girlfriend, is that you?"
Let's see here. Wait, maybe let's see here. May Questel. Yeah, May Questel. She played, according to BTVA, she was Betty Boop in Roger Rabbit. She was also Betty Boop in like Color
Yeah, that was
Classic.
also she is the official voice of Betty
Wow.
Boop. Then I think Roger Rabbit was her last appearance
Yeah, and let's see here.
I
before
had
she passed
no
away.
idea.
She was olive oil in some like Soaky commercial or something. Let me see here if there's any other things on here.
God,
Yeah,
now I'm in the mood just to watch Roger Rabbit again because that
a
had
good movie.
so much stuff that should not have been possible
Yeah.
for its time.
It
This was like
so
before
good.
any kind of MCU stuff.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie. Like, just there's a lot of thing like Robert Zemeckis. Like, there's a lot of wonder and amazement to like that movie. Like, it really is like a very fantastic. It's not only like a good like nostalgic like throwback to like cartoons of that time period, but it's also just like a very nice time period piece where you just it is very much of its time and of its own world, and it's very
It's the
fun to
perfect
watch.
storm.
Yeah.
It is a perfect blend. Here's the weird thing. I remembered there was talks that they wanted to make an animated series based off of this, but because of its more adult nature with the movies, they couldn't see it being done, so they kind of decided to do a quote unquote universe spin-off in a sense where it kind of takes place in the same world, and apparently that's how Bonkers was made.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think so.
bonkers. Yep.
Yeah, so apparently Bonkers takes place in the same universe as Who Framed
Technically the
Roger
same place.
Rabbit.
Yep.
I'm still trying to find connections. Like it's hard because it's like I've been trying to find like anywhere that connects, like if maybe Roger or Jessica or like in a scene or something, but that's all the information I kind of know on that.
Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit has what some people call one of the best ways to do character exposition. Yeah, I could agree with that. Like, it's like they don't like the character, like especially with the whole thing where like when Roger and Eddie like have their like their cuff together and they're trying to saw it off, and then he just pulls it off. He's like, it's just like it's just you could have done that
That
the entire time.
2D was the 2D was so fantastically
Yeah.
put in that movie. I'm like, I still look at to this day and like, oh my goodness, the interactions they make. It's like this is the stuff.
Lighting too.
And it's weird because like this is drawn on, but they interacted so much better than so many movies that use CG.
Mhm.
And this was like from like the 80s, I think, right? Late 80s, if
Mhm.
I'm not mistaken.
I think
Yeah.
89.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still immersed by it. Like it's been a while since I've seen it, but I need to watch it again. Although
Yeah.
it's weird because I was a pretty weird child growing up because I remember that same. I think I watched a Cool World before I did Roger Rabbit, so I thought that was a
Man.
ripoff of that at first.
Yeah, and I remember catching a bunch of, because like when my parents would like when my mom would go to like do like spinning classes or whatever, there's that like you'd put your kids in a place or whatever, and then they would put that movie, they'd have like a few movies that would play on VHS. They had Space Jam, they had Roger Rabbit, there's another one, I don't remember what the other one was, but they would always play those like on the TV. And Roger Rabbit was the one that always caught my eye specifically. And like I remember like one time just like I think that movie was like the moment I realized I liked girls because Jessica Rabbit. So that
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
yeah.
Big
That-
same.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. And there are also
I
other
felt the demon
Yeah.
Vertus coming from me.
there are other aspects of awakening. Well, but we'll get into that like when eventually like I want to do a thing called like Waifu Wednesday where like maybe I could like draw like
Oh.
like maybe where I maybe like if I could draw like girls that like or that I was into or whatever in a series or something like that once, because I got the drawing pad and I got the art overlay for that, but like I could just like share stories of like girls that like there's this period of time where I was just thinking it. Let's see, fun fact, before Christopher Lloyd was cast as
Yeah, I
Judge
was just
Doom.
gonna mention.
Oh yeah, George Tim Curry auditioned for the role. Producer couldn't sell because too terrifying. Yeah.
Tim Curry seems to have the knack of really being
Yeah.
too terrifying in everything he's in, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
We love you.
I just have that natural ability, you know. It's really
God,
good.
I love that man so goddamn much.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
still under the impression. I'm still under the impression he was just singing "Toxic Love" as something that he was making for himself that he didn't think was for kids, and he's like, "Okay, well, we're gonna put that in the kids' movie." Wait, what?
They had a section of that song clipped out because it used the phrase "horny."
Thanks for coming by, Carano. Appreciate having you. Let's see here.
Likewise.
Tim Curry knows how to look creepy every time he smiles. I was like, well, yeah, it's like because I mean, he did play the devil in that one movie, Legend. Is that
Yeah,
what it's called?
Legend,
Legend.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never watched that one.
Ironically,
it's like Darkness.
yeah, he played. He was. Yeah, the character's name was Darkness. Did Jazzy leave or?
Let me see here. Yeah, I think. Let me see here. They were just in a second ago. Probably just like a connection issue or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps.
Anyways, I was gonna mention, funny enough, with that F-Zero project, Stuart and I did. Darkness was like one of the main inspirations how we actually wanted to do Black Shadow in the dub,
Hmm.
which was actually because like we definitely knew we wanted to go with the Tim Curry voice, but everything that was like kind of being said from like Darkness as a character was like poetic and like very biblical, and I'm like, yeah, that's the kind of vibe we want to go for.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And
I don't know.
yeah, I think the other crazy thing is in the game Brutal Legend,
Mhm.
they actually like Diviculus, they basically just wanted him to play Darkness again because it was just the exact same vibe and voice and everything. So I thought one of the last voice roles he actually did was ironically kind of reprising the character of Satan.
Yeah, that's great. Especially, I remember like the last I think the most recent VO role I can remember hearing him in was Over the Garden Wall, Anti Whispers, where he was like, and
Oh
again,
Yes, I
yeah.
remember that one too.
yeah, so, and like it's still like even though like obviously post stroke like it's changed him a bit, but it's still like it still is unnerving, and he still knows how to like get that like chill voice to him, like, oh yes, Laura, my child. Like it's like, oh shit. It's like it's
You
so
know
interesting.
what? I should mention, back in Fan Expo 2016, this was back when I was writing for a site for like interviews and article writing and whatnot. I did actually get a chance to speak with Tim Curry, and it was really awesome just being able to ask him like a few things. And this was like at a panel, and Charlie Adler was also there right next to him. Those two are
Mm-hmm.
apparently like really good BFFs, which is awesome.
I believe it.
Also, I did not realize Charlie Adler, considering the kind of voices that he does, looks like a fucking. He
He's
just came out
Hembo.
of the Navy.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
he
he's,
could like
he's Hembo material.
he looks like he could beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, listen. Now imagine him beating the shit out of you while talking as I don't know, Snively or Cow or Chicken.
I met him in yeah, I met him in passing. He was super chill and nice though. Yeah.
Very nice guy. But yeah, I remember two questions that I did like. There was a few things I managed to poke out of him, and obviously this was like when the first It movie was coming out, and he was so blunt but
Yeah.
charming, and he obviously had the pattern speaking after he had the stroke and whatnot. But I think like it was just kind of amazing. It's just like yes, I saw the trailer and it does look very good. I just hope that it doesn't end up the end like the spider because that was very stupid.
I didn't
He
think
even
it was
admitted
very.
like he didn't like
And
that part.
yeah, they had me turn into a spider at the end. It wasn't very scary.
That
Don't
was
worry.
it.
Don't worry. They had something better than a spider. A spider with a clown head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that didn't hurt him too badly. I also remember because he was also talking about his experience with the actor that played Georgie too, and how he basically traumatized the kid when he did like the whole
Yeah.
"you'll float through sewer" scene. It's like, Tim, you're scaring me. It's like, well, that's
That's
my job,
that's
child. It's like he probably went to therapy. Well, I certainly hope so. Something along those lines. And yeah, this was the craziest one. Because I remember there was like a really obscure fact. Like I think it was like in a magazine some time ago, but Tim Curry, there's like something along like the urban myths, legends, or something that Tim Curry was originally the Joker before Mark Hamill
Hmm.
was set to take over, but there was only mention in maybe two publications wherever I looked of it. So I was super curious, and I did want to actually ask him like what was like the deal with it, because I feel like something like this would have been like a big opportunity, because he just came out of like Pennywise from being in the original It,
Yeah.
and he kind of got into like such an iconic role that Mark Hamill would eventually have. It's kind of interesting, like with the What If, but I just ended up asking, so what was the exact story like? And he was like, oh, I had bronchitis that day, and I couldn't record, and I got fired. That's life.
Yeah. Basically.
I'm like, this is such a weird, simple explanation, but due to one sick day, that's how we got Mark Hamill somehow. That's
That's
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
the biz.
All
how it
it
is.
takes is one sick day.
Yep. Exactly. That's how it goes.
Okay, Jazzy, you know what? You win quote of the day just for that alone.
I gotta clip that shit. Oh.
Could you guys please say that in the Tim Curry voice, Kai and Stu, just because
One bad day.
all it takes is one bad day, Betsy.
Something like that. Yeah.
I still would have loved to have heard like what he would have been like as Joker. Like, he has the laugh, the mannerisms, and Pennywise clearly shows he could be a, killer clown in any regard. But it's
Oh,
an
yeah.
interesting what if that at least we kind of got some confirmation out of. I still think that's a really cool thing to know.
Let me see if I can pull up a Return of the Joker quote and read that. Let's see, like one of my favorite ones. Behind all the stern. Where is it? It was somewhere around here. Oh, I think all right, let me see if I can highlight it.
Behind all the stern and batterings, you're still just a child in a play suit crying for mommy and daddy.
Yeah,
I think.
It'd be
I'm
funny if
yeah,
it
no, I'm
weren't
just
so
trying to read it.
pathetic.
I'm trying to find. I know. I'm trying to write it down. Let's see here. Behind all. Okay,
I
let's see.
love that scene so much.
It's good.
I was traumatized as a kid looking at that. It's
Yeah.
like, look, oh.
But all too soon the serums and shocks took their toll. And the dear lad began to share such secrets with me. Secrets that are mine alone to know. Bruce. It's true, Patsy! I know everything. And kind of like the little kid who peeks at his Christmas presents, I must admit, sadly anticlimactic. Behind all the stern and batterings, you're really just a little boy in a playsuit crying for mommy and daddy. It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. Oh, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
There we go. There's a.
See, now I'm half tempted to just make a bunch of fake, Universe B bootleg dub bumpers with one of them actually having Tim Curry, quote unquote, be Joker. He's like, next up,
Oh my
the
god.
Return of the Joker, and then he's like, you actually hear Tim Curry as Joker. It would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Especially just in general, like it'd be very because I remember like, what other stuff was that? Like I remember like whenever I hear the song "Shiny," like I think the closest like similar voices to Jim Curry, like Jermaine Clement sort of has a similar like
Cadence.
cadence to his voice, especially if you've ever heard him sing "Shiny" in Moana. Like it's it's just like it's very Tim Curry-esque. Like, I'd rather be
I heard
shiny.
I'm too shiny.
It's weird because I heard the song and I was just like, this is the most non-villain Disney song I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe. Like, it doesn't fit with the genre that I would have imagined. But I guess Moana was like a little bit more, sunny. So I guess that's kind of was expected with like the tone of the music too.
Yeah, I think it was mainly just because like wanted to like it was probably like a shift in tone to make sure it was like like it was so out of left field that they made it like the most batshit insane moment in the fucking thing.
That's
Uh,
very true. At the same time, I do think, just in general, Tim Curry has such a ball with every role. It's like, it's like I'm not the kind of person that enjoys like celebrities taking over for voice talent, but Tim Curry's one of those people that I genuinely believe has a phenomenally unique voice that it
Yeah.
just works. And I like him as like Nigel Thornberry, basically playing, I think, Dr. Monroe and like the Freakazoid thing where he's just going on that crazy line.
You
You're
think
thinking
I've
there's
got
a
a
clock
clock
in
in
my
my
head.
head?
Great
Also,
fun from university.
I also just think one of the most underrated performances by him is Captain Hook because holy shit, he
Oh.
is dark.
I heard a Jason Marsden story once on a podcast that was really funny. With him, like
Oh, I gotta hear this.
it was like I'm gonna paraphrase it, but like what it was that he basically he was going like telling a story about like Tim was like in the recording studio, and I think Jason said something around the Jason Marsden is the voice of Max Goof for anyone who doesn't know.
Okay.
But Jason Marsden like I because they were kids at the time I guess, and they were wondering yeah like they were saying something or whatever, and then like Max is like Jason was like, where are the actors? And like, where's I don't see any actors here. And then like Tim Curry was like, over here, fuckhead. So, like,
He was the same way apparently on Treasure Island, Muppets Treasure Island, where
That's
he was
hilarious.
just like literally off takes when he was talking with the actor for Jim, just being like a fucking troll to him. Also,
Yeah.
can I just say that Muppet Treasure Island was one of the best Tim Curry performances I've ever seen in my life.
100%.
I still need to
Is
see that.
good.
Like
Is good.
it is Tim Curry at peak Tim Curry.
At
Like
his curriest.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
no, no.
he
He
is-
out Muppets every Muppet there.
yeah, he is more of a Muppet than the actual Muppets, and like, see, it's kind of an interesting contrast between that and Christmas Carol because Muppet Christmas Carol, Michael Caine was trying to give this a very serious, genuine portrayal of Scrooge.
Very nuanced.
hmm And you could tell that he was like the one human in a cast of Muppets. And in Muppet Treasure Island, Tim Curry's over here fucking overacting the shit out of everything, and he's a bigger Muppet than the fucking frog.
Yeah.
I have never seen fucking a story of Captain Hook. No, no, it's weird because he's like Tim Curry is captured by his own men for being a traitor, and then he's like he manages to convince them because of religion
Yeah.
somehow.
So, like, they take the scene from the book where they give him the black spot, which is, of course, the pirate's death sentence, and they put it and they use a page from the Bible to write it down. And basically, Curry goes into this fucking, like, fear-mongering sermon about how all these pirates are pretty much fucked and going to hell because they used a page of the
I
Bible.
have the power of God.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
And then that convinced them to like literally untie him and
Yeah, and
let him be
reinstate
leader
him as captain. It's so fucking good. And I don't think though we can understate Billy Connolly's brief role as Billy Bones in that movie because he was also a fucking Muppet, which was great.
Honestly, that movie was just Muppets. There were no humans whatsoever.
The only human was the kid who played Jim Hawkins. Like he didn't really give an over the top performance. He actually it's similar to Michael Caine. The kid kind of gave a genuine Jim Hawkins performance. So
Yeah. Also, just that damn musical number Tim Curry had, it was so good, and he was just
Professional
like
Pirate.
breaking the fourth. Yeah, professional pirate. It's like this is my only
Part-time
number.
But yeah, no, I kind of miss when Muppets did those movies that were basically just their own adaptations of these public domain stories like Christmas Carol and Treasure Island because they really got creative with like who was cast in the roles, like the liberties they took with the stories, and they were great adaptations of these books as well. Like I'll say Muppet Christmas Carol is probably my favorite adaptation of the story because it did the most interesting with it.
Yeah,
Man, I miss those Muppet movies.
Yeah, I thought the last I saw the Christmas special was really I really love that one, especially like as an adaptation. Like, let me see here in terms of like comics and stuff like that. What else were we talking about? Like Strombat and shit. We were talking about Tim Curry, and then we were
Let's talk about the Muppet Babies.
Oh yeah. And, oh yeah, and oh, you mean the show that like that won Ben Diskin an Oscar? I mean
Yes.
an Emmy?
That's insane
An
to
Emmy?
think about.
An Emmy?
Got
Oh
him the
boy.
fucking Emmy.
Yep, exactly.
Who did he play in that again?
Gonzo.
Oh my god,
He
I
was
didn't even know
also,
Ben.
yeah, he was also fucking, what's his name from Hey Arnold?
Yeah, Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene.
Eugene.
I'm
I think he
okay.
left like at some point in the series because I think
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else
He
voiced
had a
Eugene.
replacement voice actor, I
Yeah,
think.
I think he was the second guy to play him, but don't
Yeah,
quote me on
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
sounds right.
obviously because of the age of the characters and the fact that the actors were growing up, there were a few replacements throughout Hey Arnold's run. So
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
interesting thing about the replacements, however, is you know how they got that Hey Arnold Jungle movie that came out eventually, like so many years after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get like the original kids to, voice the characters, obviously, but they actually took the effort to at least get a bunch of them back as adults, which I thought was like really heartwarming.
That is really cool. I still need to see that film.
I still need to
Me
as well.
too.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a nice little conclusion to the series. I watched it like once when it was on Nickelodeon, and it was I liked it. Yeah. uh, let me
Nice
see
little
here.
It's
jungle
always like
adventure.
honestly, I just find like I kind of find it a little rewarding when like movies or shows kind of take its time to come back. Like there's Invaders Enter the Florpus.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 is a prime example because it just feels like you aged along with the characters and it's kind of amazing. And in a sense, yeah, No Way Home kind of has that too whenever you see like all the recurring
Yeah,
characters that come in too.
definitely.
Yeah. Even like not like there are certain action scenes like when I see like you know what we'll save that for like if I ever do like a spoiler discussion we'll save it for them, but like
Yeah,
there's
obviously
some
not
scenes in the
spoiler. I was just
yeah.
insinuating
But
what you would obviously seen in the trailer.
Yeah.
funny enough, just today, the newest episode of the podcast I co-host came out, and we were talking Spider-Man spoilers. Funny enough, so ironic.
Okay, so you're spoilered out. You're exhausted. Great.
No, not
Don't
really.
need to worry about it.
I had fun talking about the movie and doing so on the podcast, like because I wanted to talk about it in more spoiler-filled glory, but that's hard to do on the internet.
That's very
Yeah.
true. I always
Yeah.
wonder what kind of time limit there is for spoilers. Like, how long do you usually want to wait until you're actually okay to start talking about it in public? Like a week, a month, or what?
I think there's like a
I don't-
level. I think there are levels to it. I think for moviegoers, I'd say like maybe a week or 2.5, and then I maybe say like if it's like, but for me personally, I usually set it like at level 2 or 3, where like I wait about a month until I say something.
Yeah.
So I think that's
I
what
think
that's
on top of that, just the COVID pandemic just kind of closed all the theaters around, so it's been making it harder for people to see it. So I don't know. I
again.
feel like Spider-Man is a very special situation over here. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're kind of at that weird point.
Wait.
That's Ontario for you.
I wait for 3 weeks. That way I can get an equal portion of people arguing that it's too early and an equal portion of people that are arguing that it's just right to
Mhm.
unveil spoilers.
Oh, you
yes, that-
bastard.
Stuart looking at when he's talking about spoilers and going perfectly balanced as all
Yeah,
things
something
should
should be.
You know, I was
Precisely.
speaking of shows. Oh yeah, I actually thought about that. I saw this video not that long ago. It was this hour-long video about the Scooby, like before you react, the Scooby-Doo series, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, and basically he is a dude like who was
No,
who was
no.
hold on. It was a show like he was basically explained like yeah, like he started out like, oh yeah, I know that like this show has that reputation, all that stuff, and like he can kind of understand just because like the pilot episode, like even though it's like super strong for the most part, like the second episode after it was kind of weak, and but like it does like have some like genuine fun writing and character stuff. Like it is like there's some like the stuff with the henchmen 1 and 2 especially, like that shit was really funny. And there's a character that Jeff Bennett plays who's like heavily influenced by the Doctor Scratch and Sniff's inspiration from it was I can't remember his name. From
Which character?
okay, so
Animaniac?
no, well, it's not quite Doctor Scratch and Sniff. It's his inspiration. It was from an old black and white movie, like a parody or something like that. Like the guy, the guy who goes, "Mein Führer, I can walk." That guy. Well,
So I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say Doctor Strangelove.
yeah, that one. Yeah, that guy. And then like they just like it's just him going ham the entire time, and it's super fun. And like there's like a very interesting like serialized story with it, and but yeah, it was just basically just them messing around. They only did 2 seasons of it, but like from what I've seen of like the show of it, it looked kind of funny. And I like I remember seeing like clips of it on Boomerang and like thinking like, oh hey, this is kind of funny. Like, but I remember I never had any like strong feelings against it when it came out. Like I was just sort of weirded out by the art style just because it looked so vastly different compared to what Scooby Doo was before. But I was still kind of slightly intrigued by it just because I hadn't seen it, but I never pursued it until now, I guess. So that's something I might look into in the future. Good old Scuba Dooby Doo in that Kids WB series that lasted for 2 seasons.
I remember seeing that show and just being like, why is it like that? I don't know, like like something just really threw me off. Maybe it was like the style, maybe it was just a lack of mystery slash monsters that everything was known for. And again, I have no gripes with
Question.
things wanting to be new, but something about this just like even from like an adult standpoint and like a kid standpoint, I was just kind of thinking, how would this appeal attention to kids this long? It doesn't look like
Question.
much is going on.
Was that the Scooby Doo series that looked like Family Guy art style?
No,
No, no, no,
Okay,
that
which
was
one am I
that was years
thinking
later.
of?
That was
Okay,
no,
okay.
it was the one where they had
it's
dotted. It
so
was the one where they
weird
had dotted
because
eyes and
I remembered hearing about it and then it just disappeared.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was on Kids WB for a bit, and then they aired some reruns on Boomerang. Yeah, it
You
only ran for
you
like
know
two
what the
seasons.
weird thing was? The Family Guy one. I remember one of the early jokes in Family Guy was like, and I'm pretty sure like maybe they based the models exactly off that, but they were it was like the one where they literally brought Frank Welker back as Fred, and they're looking
Hmm.
at a dead body. It's like, you're right, Scoop.
Scooby-Doo
We're
murder
dealing with one
files.
sick son of a bitch. It was like an old Family Guy skit, and I'm like, I swear, if this becomes a real show, and it did.
Speaking of Scooby Doo, there's this one comic I'd love to if I could ever like get permission to like do like live readings of it on obviously not showing it. I'd rather have people read along with me. I'd love to like do a live reading of Scoob and Shag, that webtoon webcomic or whatever, just because like it starts off as this shit post, but then it becomes this shonen battle manga out of nowhere, and it's like
Oh, God.
it's really good. It's really good.
That sounds pretty metal, actually.
Shaggy goes Ultra Instinct.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Shaggy Goat. That's right. Friggin'
Now apparently that's canon.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I just thought of something like, you know, again, bringing it up again. Super Eye Wolf John. He did this video. Like he had a couple of videos on this topic recently. Like he did one on The Simpsons talking about like how like the internet like has this like weird like subculture fandom with like warping the Simpsons in their own creative ways. And
Themed
then
hams coming back.
he steamed hams, Bart Kira, Simpson Wave, and then he did one on Sonic the Hedgehog.
Dark Simpsons. That was another channel I really liked.
Oh yeah, he did one on Sonic the Hedgehog specifically, like discussing like stuff like Super Mario Brothers Z, uh, like the Sonic Smackdown game, what other like there's other like and then like just a bunch of other like it's Sonic Dreams collection. He also mentions the Sonic IDW comic, and then the Tyson has his like Sonic's Big Fat Adventure, that one comic that Connor did a dub of a while back. Oh god, yeah, that was oh god.
Anyway, y'all.
Looks like Stu's gonna
Oh
skadoodle.
yeah, no problem. Take care, my man.
Yeah, I'm gonna head on out. You guys have a good one.
Of course,
You
we'll
too.
Rest easy.
rest easy. Yep. Man, and what else was there with like?
And I hate to skadoodle as well, but I have. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem.
Oh, I was just gonna say I need to skedaddle as well because I need to start getting ready to sleep because I have work tomorrow and that requires waking up early, which is fun. I don't
Yeah,
get paid
that's
enough for this shit.
yeah, that's the thing about the education system. I don't blame you.
hmm But
All
this
right.
was very fun, Kai. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. This was a fun thing to do. I'd definitely love to join for more. So
Of course,
you'll
yeah.
have
I'll
me.
let you know if I ever do another game thing or something like that.
Hell yeah! All right,
All
see y'all.
right. Stay easy, Jazzy.
Yeah, you as well. See ya.
All right.
So I'm the last one standing and the most important. No, it's good. It's awesome. I'll stick around for a little bit more.
Yeah, no worries. We're just checking. I'm gonna check and see like who is left, like who is like currently streaming right now before because usually like what I do before I wrap these things up is that I try to like do a quick little raid, even if like we don't have that many people on. Sometimes we try to like I send a bunch of us over to like, hey, here's a person, you should go watch them and stuff like that. But let me see here. But yeah, I guess but yeah, like I guess before we wrap things up, I guess I'll say like, thank you for like taking the time to do this and, just hopping in and all that stuff. If Jazzy watches like the archive of this or Stu watches the archive of this, like, and I'm saying this to you as well, Martin, just thank you for taking the time to deal with my bullshit and just like this disorganized mess of of stuff that I do and all that, and yeah, that's I'm just saying thanks. All that. That's
Well, I
what I
can't speak for them because they're not here. But
right,
I
right.
will. But honestly, I think I could say that them and myself. You're an awesome friend, Kai. We've known each other for years, and we appreciate you, man. I know we're always kind of busy with our own projects, like you as well, just dealing with so many different things and chats and whatnot. But know that you are appreciated, valid, and awesome in every sense of the way. You're a talented dude. You got a lot of great stuff going ahead in your life, and we'll always be there to support you.
Thanks. Yeah, and also like at some point, like I just thought of this, like at some point, like I gotta have a stream where I have you and Dev and Mac on here, just because like I'm sure like you and him would like go on about like F-Zero or maybe this like because like I even showed him that like the Donkey Kong animation that you and Stuart produced, so like I'm sure like you could talk about because he actually knows the people who worked on that show, like he knows a lot of the people who worked on that show, which is super
Oh,
cool.
no kidding.
Yeah, yeah. But
Oh well.
yeah,
I'm that's kind of awesome, dude. Honestly, yeah, I'd be more than happy to like share whatever projects I have in the future. I think he might really enjoy something.
all right. All right, so before we close out, let's see here. It looks like Mars Girl is actually streaming. I guess we're gonna rate and see. Let's see here. New World appears to be what they're playing. All right, so before we close this out, any like final messages you want to say to the lovely people who are in our stream?
Um, well, you're the birthday boy. You can go first.
Okay, I just want to say, everybody, thank you once to anyone who's here. Thank you for attending my my 25th birthday stream. I appreciate it so much. And even though like the planning for this was kind of last minute, I at least had a fun time just putting it together. And I can't wait to play more Strong Bad later this week. Hopefully, if I'm not too crazy busy with auditions and work. So, yeah.
We get it, Kai. You're a successful voice actor.
I wish.
No. Well, I guess if I have anything to say to people, yeah, I know it's been like a tough few years. Things are kind of like difficult out there, but just remember that we'll make it through. You're loved, you're appreciated, and there's plenty of opportunities to come for the air. And I have faith that we're all gonna get through with it. You're all awesome. You're all special, and yeah. Uh, I just want to say thank you so much for joining to be part of my friend's little birthday celebration here, and yeah,
All right, so that's gonna
keep at it.
but yeah, so yeah, that's gonna do it. I'm about to set up the raid in 3, 2, 1, and I'm gonna mute us so we can properly do it. Take care, everybody.
All right, good call, good call.